Konnichiwa minasan, Sensei desu, and Violet is here today. Different kitty for the review. So I just petted her tail and she had some objections, we'll put it that way. Anyway, I like the Legend of Zelda series quite a bit, and I have different feelings about different games. So on our Sensei review today, we're going to handle Twilight Princess, and yeah, we're gonna handle this one today. Here comes Violet. I'm gonna say hi, everybody. Say hi, everybody, Violet. Yes, you're such a pretty girl. Okay, so Twilight Princess. Gosh, we did like for the 3D Zeldas, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and then Twilight Princess. And I know that they teased Twilight Princess quite early, but it didn't come out until quite a bit later. So anyway, I just replayed Twilight Princess, so it's fresh in my memory. My children really like Legend of Zelda, and they like having me play it for them so they can sort of see the story and everything. So speaking of, let's start on story. Again, we're going to be doing story, characters, art, music, and gameplay, and an overall score. And I don't know. I don't know how this one's going to turn out. We'll see. I have mixed opinions about this game. So let's take a look at the story first. I feel like the overall narrative, my thesis statement for today is going to be that this game had a lot of potential. Whether it saw through that potential or not, I think that's really what we're here to grade. But anyway, story. I definitely think that the Twilight Realm and Midna, that's basically what this game has going for it. So we start off in a terrible, like, intro chapter, prologue. So Link is a nobody, and he lives in Nobody Village with nobody people who do nothing all day. And it's really boring, the first part of the game. There's some obnoxious kids that are like, teach me how to blitz. And I'm like, no. And you're stuck. You are stuck in that stupid, boring Ordon village that makes me want to tear each of my hairs out individually, because that would be less painful and less time consuming than the time that I was forced to spend in Ordon village. Even though there was a cat. There was a cat. I just need to take a deep breath because, oh my goodness. Ordon Village. It's not my favorite. You have to do fishing, but it's like not regular fishing. It's like Wii motion control hell fishing. And I'm not good at it. It's supposed to be like some sort of catch fishing, or I don't know what they call it. Anyway, and you distract the cat, and then you gotta get some junk and knock a beehive down and wrestle some goats with sumo. Um, it's a weird way to start a Zelda game. Can I just say that it's a weird way to start? It was really long and not fun. Um, and mostly forgettable. You know, like, I know that what they wanted to establish was all of those characters, like the little kids and your friend, girlfriend, Ilya. And I just didn't care. Like, even on replay, I was just like, oh, these people. Um, I guess I have to save these people because I'm a hero. The kid should have been dead several times. Like, not by anything I did, but just like the things that happened to them in this game, like they should have been dead several times over. Okay, so story. Once we get out of Ordon Hell, we have a horse. We have Epona, who's now more realistically sized for a horse to a human, I think. Felt that way. And anyway, we get into Hyrule Field. There was a bit of a problem. Like, again, it's not like you get the prologue done quickly and then now we're free. Like, it's still kind of going on. The kids are missing. Ilya's missing. I don't know. I think both of them are missing. I didn't really care, so it's hard for me to recall. Anyway, and we see this like mysterious cloud over things. It's yellow. It's like a yellow and black cloud, and that's Twilight. And we get We can't even get out to the field, I think, yet. We have to go through some Twilight time, and we go and into the Twilight, and we become a wolf, and then we wake up in Hyrule Castle. I think that's what happens. So, this is the story summary part of the program. um, so we meet Midna at this point, and she's going to be your assistant character, like your little helper character. I don't know. Companion? I don't. Is there an official Zelda word for it? Anyway, so Midna's there, and she's like, "Ha ha ha! You're tied up. That's funny. You're in a cell. That's cute. I think you're hilarious." Um, and anyway, she sort of helps you out. People are all like, they're not dead. They're like spirit-fied. It's not really very clear. So the Twilight has leaked out into this world, and anyway, you fight some weird looking things with trumpet music, and it's like brrr, whenever things come by you, and especially those birds, those evil gigantic birds. Anyway, you get out, and you, at the end of this little journey through Twilight version of Hyrule Castle, find Princess Zelda, and you know, Midna makes a joke like, "Ha ha ha, Twilight Princess, how you doing?" And it's funny because it's not the Twilight Princess. It's the Twilight Princess calling the regular princess. Okay, it's funny. It's a joke. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So anyway, Twilight's problem. And we need to find light spirits, and when we find light spirits we can dispel the Twilight, and we dispel the Twilight around the forest, and then we found our first light spirit. I guess I can talk about the light spirits. They're weird. Not a good way weird. They're weird. One of, like, the one for Ordon is a stupid goat. I don't really have anything against goats, just like goats in this game. Goats are not, they're lame in this game. They're just trouble. So anyway, goats is a goat spirit, and you have a fairy fountain now. Neat. And now you can kind of officially leave. So once we get into Hyrule Field is broken up into 5 segments or something like that, and the castle is around the middle. You do have a map in this game where you can look around, and is big and is empty. There's not a lot there. It's kind of sad. Anyway, so there's Twilight all around. We get into another Twilight place, and you know, basically it's going to be a rinse and repeat. So what we've got to do first is we find Twilight, we get Tears of Light, where you find little evil Twilight bugs. I do like the evil little Twilight bugs. They're kind of cute. They're little lightning bugs, and you have to find them everywhere. And you have to do this as Wolf Link, which I like playing as Wolf Link, and so I always thought these were really fun. Anyway, so Tears of Light, cool, check. Free spirit, dispel Twilight, go find the temple. Right, go defeat the temple. In usual Zelda fashion, we're gonna do like 3, 4? I think 3? Initially, and then anyway, Midna, our good buddy, is trying to get her little special crown back together, which gives her ancient powers. We find out that she has been usurped from her throne by this guy named Zant, and Zant initially looks cool, and then we find out he's not. Big letdown. Anyway, so he like uses one of the light spirits to like bleach Midna, and she gets in trouble. So we go, probably the best track in the game, Midna's Lament, and we go find Zelda, and she fixes Midna, and then guess what? We got more temples to do. So we go do lots of things and go do temples. And the end of the game is kind of interesting where, you know, of course, Zant is a cover for Ganon, because there's always a cover for Ganon, as kind of a puppet. And so we are in the Twilight Realm, and we kind of have this cool little almost dungeon in the Twilight Realm. And then we're going to fight Zant, beat Zant, and then go get Ganon. And he's got Zelda for some reason. I don't remember. Zelda is not really that much of a big deal in this game. Midna is really the kind of primary female character. But anyway, so the last boss is kind of like you have to fight as Wolf Link. You have to fight Zelda with, she's like a zombie with Dead Man's Volley, you know, the tennis. I just called it tennis. Like people have these fancy names for like Dead Man's Volley. It sounds like really cool, and I'm just like, so tennis. I like tennis. Tennis is great. So we played some tennis, and what else happened? There's a couple of phases to that, and then there's like the sword. Oh, we gotta like run around and like shoot people and fight people on horseback. Everybody at the time was like, look at how cool and immersive this is. And I was like, this is not cool and immersive. I keep getting knocked off of my horse. You know, Zelda's doing light arrows and stuff. And I'm just like, ha 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 ha, ha. I'm bad at this. So that part I did not like as much. And then like the one-on-one sword battle. Okay, so story. That's kind of the story in a nutshell. There's the Twilight Realm, and then there's Hyrule, and I've always been kind of confused about the two. I watched a couple of videos, I'm not gonna lie, here on the YouTube about like what exactly in the Japanese is the Twilight Realm, and it's supposed to be a shadow realm because there's a line Midna says at the end that's like, you know, light and dark are two sides of the same coin, right? So I was like, is it a shadow realm? Is it the opposite of our world? There's a word in Japanese, ura, and ura is like the underside. And so I always kind of thought of the Twilight Realm as like the underside of Hyrule, you know. And anyway, Midna, we were using the mirror of Twilight to be able to go over to the Twilight Realm and go back. And anyway, you know, she breaks the mirror, and it's actually quite sad because we like Midna, and I think everybody likes Midna. And so when Midna kind of like, we see her true form, we see her like use her little tear and like push. If you played Hyrule Warriors, this is like her big move, and I was like, my heart can't take this, Midna, don't do this to me. Anyway, but she breaks the mirror and severs the link between the two worlds, and we never see her again. So anyway, that's the story. Cleo's at the door and she's protesting because Violet's in here and she's not in here, and she's like, but it's my video, Mom. Anyway, so gosh, the story. It focused so much on the stupid kids. So I really think that they were like, we're gonna give Link like people he cares about, and like we're gonna keep bringing them back in the story. So Ilia's like there, and she has amnesia randomly, and you have to like help her with her amnesia, and she remembers who she is by the end of the game. One of the kids is Colin, who I swear to goodness I thought he was a girl, because he looks exactly like his mom, like his haircut. Anyway, he like grows and wants to be a hero just like Link, and I mean, it just didn't work. There's a creepy baby child, and like ends up running a shop like in Kakariko Village and then eventually in Castletown. I don't care about any of them. I think they're gross. You know, the best characters in this game were the cats. You can talk to, and you can pick them up and run around with them. I found that out on my most recent playthrough. So literally, like, if you can imagine a kitty here, like Link will pick up a kitty and you can just run around like on the entire screen before you go to the next area, just like with a kitty. And the kitty will sometimes meow, and that made the game for me, really. Like, the game went up a few notches. Just because of that mechanic to me. You can pick up puppies too. So I'm like walking around with all the animals. I'm like, what do I need to be doing? Rupees? What? I need a piece of heart? What? I have a puppy. Everything's fine. Okay. No, seriously. Story. So I hated Link's story with the kids and how they were trying to make me care about the kids in Ordon Village, and I didn't. There are some people like, okay, the Zora are very sad in this game because we have the Zora Queen has been killed, and you have to kind of find, save, and motivate her son. And they play the theme for the what is it? The Zora, like, I don't know, around like whenever he's thinking about his mother, and it's just very sad. It's a downer. It's not fun. It's not fun time. Plus, they did the same thing with Zora's Domain that they did in Ocarina of Time. They're like, haha, it's frozen. So not points for originality there. But again, didn't really care. And they looked weird. They looked a little weird, the Zora in this game. So the Gorons also looked really weird. They have a mine in this game, and they have an elder that's a big guy, but then they have all these other little elders that are other people. And I don't really know. I don't really know what to do with all of that. They like sumo. This game felt a lot more Japanese rooted than any other Zelda game I've played. And that's including Breath of the Wild and the Sheikah village being basically Japantown. Yeah, very Japanese, this whole game. So they love sumo, and sumo's their culture, and I'm like, okay, sumo, neat. Um, Not great. There are no Gerudo people. That made me sad. There are no Sheikah people, save for one sad little old lady. Also sad. Um, I really like the Twilight people, and I really like a lot of that stuff, but it's such a sidebar. Like, although it's Midna, and although like she's kind of integral to the plot, so is Zant, so is the Twilight Realm and everything. It's a device for the plot. It's not the whole plot. So I really can't give the plot a lot. The story, it just, it tried. It's average. It's average. I'm gonna go see. Okay. Characters. I've been talking about a lot of the characters that are in the game, side characters. I really wanted Zant to be more than he was. I really did. They sort of teased a little bit of like he put his mask up a little bit and you saw like his mouth, and I was like, wait, is he hot? And this was not the case, and I was disappointed. I like attractive people. I don't know. I was disappointed. I wanted him to be cool, and he seemed like kind of cool and collected, and then like when they actually reveal him, he's just like really unhinged and crazy, and he's just a random servant guy that tried to usurp the throne. Where are Midna's parents? Like, where is anybody? Like, how big is the Twilight Realm? I have a lot of questions. Anyway, that will never ever be answered. I like the what is it? The bar owner's cat. The bar owner's cat is a good character. She's a really like fluffy cat, and she's very sassy and has lots of attitude. And you can interact with her as Wolf Link. So that's cool. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Midna really carries this game for me as far as the characters. Like, Link is fine. Link is doing his silent protagonist thing. And most of the time, he's just reacting to Midna with some sort of face. It's either, like, confused face or, like, huh? No, it's mostly confused face. I take it back. It's just confused face. That's all he has in this whole game. And then, like, if Midna's, like, smiling, he's like, okay, smile. Like, I don't know. That's it. That's all he's got. Characters, not great. Let's see. I will be very, 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 very generous and give this a B just for Midna, because she's that strong and she's that memorable as a character, and I think she carries the entire game on her small little shoulders. Okay, art. I'm kind of torn on this one because I feel like with Twilight Princess, they were like, let's make a dark and gritty game. Let's make it dark. Okay, and no, Nintendo, you already did that with Majora's Mask. That already happened. You already achieved creepy. We're done. Okay, but then they were like, let's make a dark and gritty game, and it's so gritty and dark. Okay, so this was really funny to me. I do like some of the art. I like Wolf Link's art. I think it's really weird and random, and I don't know where the wolf comes from. Still don't know that to this day. Like, what was the decision there where they were like, okay, so Link, but he's a wolf at the pitch meeting. But it's fun. Like, I like being Wolf Link. I love hunting down Pose because that allows me to be Wolf Link. Like, there's just not enough Wolf Link in the game, like, as far as, like, the gameplay was concerned. But I like the art of it. I like the art of the pose, especially the Arbiter's Grounds, like, all the enemies in there. Creepy. Appreciated. Love it. But gosh, I don't know, like, I feel that it's got its own style, Twilight Princess, but it's almost like they tried to take things and make them more detailed than Ocarina of Time. Like, I really felt like they were leaning too much on what did we do in Ocarina of Time, and let's change it. So I feel like they were trying to be more detailed, but at the detriment of their character designs, at the detriment of their world designs. it's big and it's empty. That's how it feels. Like there's just not enough to do, I think, in the different areas. And the field is ginormous. Like the desert is ginormous. Like why is it so big? The stupid lake is ginormous. I hate how big that lake is. I feel like even yeah, I didn't like the Zora. I didn't like the Gorons. Sort of again classic Zelda. You know, I don't know. It just felt kind of icky with some of the designs. Like they weren't meant to be attractive. Like that's kind of what they're going for. I really hate Kakariko Village. Can I say that? I really hate Kakariko Village's design. It's disgusting. And I hate it. There's nothing good about it. I think they were trying to like they did this weird like spaghetti western part with like um what is it, the Sheikah village, like the hidden village, I think is what they called it. And yeah, it was just kind of gross. Like I don't know, there's nothing like fun or pretty about it. And I like Kakariko Village. It's usually one of my favorite locations, and in this game it just ugh. It was ugly. And the kids, like, let's just look at the cast of characters. Like, I think Link looks fine. I think Midna looks fine. I think Zelda looks fine. Very happy to see, like, a dark-haired Zelda. That was nice. Dark hair. Okay. Very happy. But everybody else was atrociously ugly in their designs. The kids are incredibly ugly. The demon baby is very ugly. Even the girls of the children are kind of ugly. Um, and yeah, I just like, I thought the spiders were cool. Like the Skulltulas, I thought looked nice and creepy or whatever. But I just didn't feel like they had anything whimsy about like the characters that are supposed to not be scary. And I think that was kind of a miss. I really do. I think that was a miss. So I think that there were points of the art that worked, and there were a lot of points that didn't work. So I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see. I don't love it. I don't love the art style. I don't. When I go back and play that game, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is really ugly. Like a lot of it is just not fun. Not fun to look at. Okay, music. A lot of people like the Twilight Princess music and like the Twilight Princess soundtrack. And going back, I can tell you a few good tracks. Okay. Anything that's Twilight Realm, I like because it's off, it's creepy, it's unsettling, and it's different. Um, and so I really like any time that I'm in the Twilight Realm because I'll hear the Twilight Realm music, which I think was a good point for them. Um, and the Sacred Grove, that was nice. It's basically the Lost Woods of that game. It was basically a rendition from the, Ocarina of Time. And that's what I feel like was the problem with Twilight Princess's music is they were like basically taking the DNA of a lot of the original songs they made in Ocarina of Time or A Link to the Past, as it may have originated there, and just kind of remixed them a little bit. And I don't love all the remixes. I don't think they're good. This one is from A Link to the Past, the Hyrule Castle theme that plays in the last dungeon, which is a decent dungeon. Very good. Yeah, most of the places, like, I can't remember the music, and that's not a good sign. So, mostly leaning on Ocarina of Time music with a couple of standout tracks. Like I said, Midna's Lament is very nice. So I don't know. I think especially for a Zelda game, I'm gonna be really harsh, and I'm gonna go a D. It's not great. There are a couple things that stand out that are nice, but it doesn't save it. Like, it won't fail. I'll let it not fail. I'll give them that charity. But that's about it. Okay, so gameplay. So I have to give this to Twilight Princess. They didn't make me do Wii controls for my sword. That's for Skyward Sword. We'll get to that. Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. I think that the core of the gameplay to me with a Zelda game is like the exploration, getting all the items, I mean like the extra stuff, and then finally dungeons. My kids are home. Dungeons, like dungeons are the core of a Zelda game to me. Like I need to have fun in the dungeons. If I'm not having fun in the dungeons, it's not worth it. So gameplay. I really liked playing as Wolf Link, like I said earlier, and I would have liked more of that. I think they could have integrated it a lot more into the gameplay and into a lot of the mechanics. Um, Dungeons, I think, were a real hit and miss, mostly misses in this particular game. So the Temple of Time felt really, I don't know, contrived. It didn't really feel like there was a lot of good stuff going on there. I did like the design of the dungeon, but the fact that like you have to go up and then you have to go down and then you have to go up and down. Anyway, that was kind of dumb. Um, but I liked kind of looking at a bigger, more fleshed out Temple of Time area. Like that was neat. You know, and the trick with the Sacred Grove or whatever, neat, whatever, fine. Um, the Arbiter's Grounds, a lot of people like the Arbiter's Grounds. I like the Arbiter's Grounds. I don't like the Forest Temple Wind Place with all the monkeys. I don't like that. I did not like the mines with the Gorons. I did not like the Water Temple with the Zora. I mean, it's better than Ocarina of Time, but low bar. Um, what other dungeons? The sky, like the castle in the sky, the town in the city in the sky, the city in the sky. I think that it was interesting getting to the city in the sky. When I got there and there were the little nightmare birds, I was not okay with it, where they're walking all up in it. It's supposed to be like a, what is it, an Escher painting or something like that. But I was like, these things are creepy as hell. Like they're uncomfortable creepy. So I was less than okay with that. The Aragarok. I don't know how to say it. Argarok, the dragon. The dragon was a cool boss fight, and having double claw shots was fun. But that place, I get super lost in it, and I don't love that. But we did have the return of the Arialthos, which is basically the Dynalthos, but they fly. So that was nice mini boss. Let's see, what other dungeons are there? I'm probably, what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? I think it was the Temple of Time that had the giant spider, right? That was creepy. Very easy, but creepy, I guess. Oh, Snowhead. Snowhead? No, that's Majora's Mask. Snow Peak, Snow Peak, Snow Peak ruins with the Yetis and the soup. It's probably my favorite dungeon. It's just the Yetis and the soup. And it's the ice place, and ice places are cool. But it's kind of a mysterious location. It was fun. I liked that one. That's probably the best dungeon, actually, is the Snow Peak Ruins. Yes, that one. And Hyrule Castle was nice. So gameplay, I think that it had some fun points, but then it had some not fun points. So like herding goats and like there's a lot of tedious stuff. There's a lot of tedious stuff in this game. They tried to make some fun mini games that definitely felt more sort of classic Zelda. And we had a lantern, which was again sort of a return to more classic Zelda stuff, but I kind of hated it. I kind of hated the lantern, and I hate the monkeys, and I don't know. I don't know. So there was a lot of gameplay stuff that I did not find fun and that I did not find exciting. And when I look back as a total gameplay experience, I don't love it. So I'm gonna go C. I'm gonna go C. All right. So here's our scoreboard so far. Kind of mixed bag, like I told you. I can't believe I gave it a D for music. I'm mean today. Okay. Overall score. Gosh, I don't think it's great. I don't think it's great for a Zelda game. I think it's a pretty weak entry, and I think you can see that. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty weak entry, and it's not my favorite Zelda game. I have to really talk myself into going back and playing it, honestly. You know? Because even like parts of the game, I'm like, is that a good part? Like, is it worth it? Is it worth me going all the way through that game? Is it worth me going through that terrible tutorial? Is it worth me going and fishing in that stupid fishing hole and doing the stupid River Rapids game for a stupid piece of heart? Anyway, I have a lot of not happy. I think it's really really average for a Zelda game, and that's sad because I love Zelda games. And why is there a wolf? Just why? I really want to know more about the Twilight Realm. I really do. I think that if they tapped into that, it would have been a lot more interesting. Like if we had a full dungeon instead of like a baby dungeon for the Twilight Realm. If we kind of figured out any more characters from there. Like I think that Midna and Zant were just like the bare minimum, and I really would have liked to see more of that. You know, like you had a whole group of researchers in Hyrule that were trying to figure out the city in the sky. Like, why didn't they want to figure out about the Twilight Realm? I would have researched the Twilight Realm. And they sort of knew about it. I don't know. And the sages were creepy. Sages were creepy. I wasn't rooting for them. One of them died. I was like, that's okay. It's creepy. But this is Ganondorf, right? This is like the next canonical appearance of Ganondorf after Ocarina of Time, and I don't remember which bloody timeline we're in because that's confusing. um, but yeah, that's the last time we've seen Ganondorf, maybe until Breath of the Wild 2. I'm pretty sure it's Ganondorf. Like, I think that's the popular opinion. Anyway, so he got stabbed in the chest. He has his chest boo-boo, which is what they're trying to talk about with Breath of the Wild. The corpse under the castle has a chest boo-boo. So it's Ganondorf, guys. It's Ganondorf. Anyway, Ganondorf is boring in this one. He was just like a big hulking guy, like, Hyrule, I don't know. Boring. So anyway, yeah, Midna's my girl, and I will stand her all day. Queen of the Twilight. But yeah, I just wanted to play around in the Twilight Realm more. I wanted to play as Wolf Link more because you go faster. And yeah, what was the weird part about the wolves howling? And that was a song, and that was kind of a song. And they had some from Majora's Mask, and I was like, why is the Song of Healing here? Like, how did you even pick these songs? And then some of them were just random, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. Where are we? And it's like the hero shade is like Link from Ocarina of Time, but like the child Link, and like somebody stabbed him in the eye or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just Twilight Princess. It's kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess, honestly. It's a mess. Yeah, definitely could have done better. Definitely could have done better. But I will stand my queen all day long. Anyway, this has been Sensei and Violet. I'm gonna hold her like Link does. I'm gonna hold her like Link does. She's so unhappy. Come here. She's so unhappy. Come here, honey. Oh, why are you attached? Oh, honey, you got yourself attached. There you go. There you go. Oh. She's very... She's very unhappy. Okay. Okay. I'll let you down. Usually I can pick her up and she doesn't care. Okay, anyway, so Violet's grumpy. Sorry, Violet. It's been Sensei and Violet. We'll see you next time on Sensei Review.